10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Come on, everybody sing! Survivor.
Welcome back to The League Has Spoken. That's right, I know what the title of the show is. Bry and I are finally back. We kicked everyone else out. No need to worry, anyone. We're here. This will go great. It's, 4 in the morning when we're recording this? It's early.
What?
We'll get to that. Joining me once again, back from Mexico, but double the senioritis as the last time you saw her is Bry.
What up? I have my coffee. It's also a green screen, so I'm ready. 4 in the morning.
So does she have her coffee?
So does she have her coffee?
Yeah. And also returning for the second week in a row is Kyla.
Yeah, she's here for every week in a row.
Hi,
No,
everyone.
she didn't do the Easter one. None of us did the Easter one.
Oh,
one.
yeah. The main crew's back.
Yeah,
Together.
the real ones, the actual hosts.
Don't be hating on Megan and Mikey.
And joining us as a very special guest, and also the reason we're recording at 9 in the morning and not 8 at night, is Victoria.
Woo! Also with my green coffee. I'm not
Yes.
green
Oh
screen
my
though, so you can see
gosh.
it.
Wait, mine's green on the inside.
Everyone's green.
Triplets.
Your coffee is green on the inside?
No,
No,
Oh,
Cup.
the mug.
it's a hedgehog mug. That's
I
a
didn't
really
know if it
cute
was
mug.
like a
It's
Shrek
matcha.
catch-up scenario. All right.
And it's matcha. Hers is green.
This is off to a great start. We haven't lost a step in the last 2 weeks at all. All right. So before we go around, should we go and say who everyone else has on their team? Because it's been
Say
a
what
while.
who we're thankful for.
Yeah, what we're thankful for. I am thankful that Jonathan is still in the game because he is my only player left. Kyla, who do you have on your team right now?
My one and only player is Mr. Christian.
That's a good player. That's a good player. V, how many do you have left?
I have two. I have Aubrey and Tiffany.
Okay.
Just got rid of Coach this week, unfortunately.
Yeah, not a loss. And Brianna. Brianna's also here.
Silence.
You'll hear a lot about this commentary throughout the show. I don't have any players, and I'm pissed. I feel like Liz.
I'm pissed!
I lost them all. I'll talk about it.
There-
Tears have been shed, but right
There-
now I'm out here. I got nobody.
There are a lot of people online being like the blood moon wasn't that big of a twist. I would say for one person near and dear to our hearts,
The blood moon was a
the
big
blood
twist.
moon was the ultimate twist.
I lost my whole
tribe
game.
in one
I fell off the podium.
20-minute period.
It was
All right.
horrible.
Let's get into the most recent episode. Spoiler warning starts now. So we start the recap with Coach doing a little dance in the middle of the night that they got rid of. Who they get rid of last week? They got rid of D, and I think the
He's
exact
happy.
quote, The exact quote is, "That was a humdinger of a day."
That's an episode title. That's good. Humdinger.
I don't have an episode title yet. Maybe we'll do that. Uh, I have just have in my notes, Coach is an oaf, and even Jonathan is like, dude, you gotta cool it. This is like, you can't be dancing on people's graves like this.
I
Thoughts?
do
Just right
I do
off the
not like
bat?
that man. I'm so sick of him. And I said that this whole episode that he was no longer fun anymore. So
You're talking about
I
Coach?
yeah, the haikus really sent me over the edge. So we got to get gone. I know we already talked about those, but I'm over him.
Well,
Yeah,
I feel like the minute I picked him up, he just turned crazy. Like he was pretty normal up until a couple episodes ago. And then I don't know, the producers like double down on they're like, let me make Coach look like a crazy person. Also,
insane
I don't have a
person.
history on how he played in previous seasons, so
That's why I was
Pretty much,
left.
I'm going to tell you right now, B, pretty much the exact same.
yeah.
love that.
He started a cult once. Then yeah, so we continue through. Coach is an oaf. Everyone's like, you gotta cool it. There's a shot of Jonathan, not Jonathan, of Christian walking through the woods at one point, and there's no real note here. I just wrote that he looks kind of decrepit. He's
Like
like,
he's been through it.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you know how there's a point where they all like become razor thin and like the color leaves their face.
The
That is,
beard's long.
yeah, that point
Yeah.
has hit Christian first. That is.
Yes.
Well, it looks like Ozzy's been hit too if you look at that side profile. Look at that patchy beard.
This is early in the game. My background, I don't have a good background this week. We'll get to Breeze, but I just needed another excuse to bring back Mike White's abs.
Why?
Why not?
Um, this part of the episode, I thought it was interesting how they still keep talking about this sixth main alliance, and I'm like, that's not a real alliance. That's way too many people
Mm.
to be in an alliance. Like that's
Which
just not gonna.
which alliance?
Um, Cr- Steph is talking about the main six alliance. Basically,
Oh,
everyone
Like
outside
honor and
of
integrity. Joe, Coach,
yeah,
her,
Chrissy, like that, like the main. She's calling it like a main six, and I'm like,
Jonathan.
that's not a real alliance. I just like don't see them all playing together. I mean, and it kind of plays out the rest of the episode, but I just was like, that's too big. And then
I
they
agree.
keep talking about the middles, the middles.
yeah,
But
but
the middles are like their
there's
own
like six
like
people in the
solid
middle.
alliance.
Yeah,
Yes.
They're not just like two people that are swing votes. It's like four people or five.
Emily
yeah.
Devers, Christian, I'm missing one, and Aubrey.
And Oz is Ozzy part of that or no?
Well,
No,
Ozzy's
Ozzy,
kind of
Sari, and
in.
Rizzo
Oh
are
yeah, Ozzy's with
separate.
Rizzo. Okay, okay. But
They're
can I
in
just
the alliance, but they're not really. Like they're in their own alliance. That's why that big alliance doesn't work.
so it begs the question why the three people wouldn't be the middles and the other team wouldn't be the other alliance. But
Yeah, the
that's
numbers
okay.
aren't really
It does.
working, but
It does.
no one's accused Jonathan of being a numbers guy ever. Um, after that, after Christian's decrepit walking up the beach, uh, we get the scene of Ozzy and Tiffany, and
Mhm.
Ozzy goes and owns that he voted for Tiffany, and he offers up, in his words, Coach on a silver platter, and then says the expression, "We got to dragon slay that ass." Kyla, you're the butt guy on the show, so you get first crack at this.
I, I don't have a crack for that crack.
Oh, that was good.
Also, I'm just gonna say I feel like Tiff is also a middle, and she's not being painted as a middle, but she's totally a free agent, and
That's what
she's kind of a middle too. Everyone is coming to her
Yeah.
throughout this episode to talk to her, try and be a friend with her after just voting for her.
mm-hmm.
This is yes,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I had hoped would happen to Genevieve when I picked Genevieve up, is
Hmm.
that her
She would be a
lines and
middle.
tribe might have gotten decimated, but then once you get down to like two people in your group, everyone kind of forgets that they hated your group, and they're like, "There's two people, you can't really do anything," and then
Yep.
you get to operate however you want.
And then you use them, but if you use them long enough, then they become valuable. You
Right.
guys know how it goes.
Which is what happened to Tiffany, is she and Aubrey
Yeah.
were like enemy number one, and then now there's no more of them, and they're just doing whatever they want. Um, After that sequence, we get what, Bree?
Boat.
Don't. God
Bo.
damn it.
Oh,
It's a boat.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Wait. Everybody, calm down. No.
So the boat pulls up, and there's no journey. They're just like, everybody pair up except for one person, and everyone's like, all right, well, we know what the twist is with that one person. They're going to exile, and they're probably going to be safe. And so a bunch of people volunteer to go solo. Aubrey, Rick, Suri, and Chrissy all volunteer to go solo. Suri ends up being. Do they do the shot in the dark thing again? Where they pull the shot in the darks out of the. Yeah. So Suri's going to go solo, which is a great choice for her because there's really no challenge at this point that she's going to be like really, really thriving. Yeah.
she's doing so well. I just have to say,
Yes.
I'm so proud of her. Even though she did so bad in that one challenge, she's just playing such a good game right now. No one's even talking about her, which is wild.
Even though they all independently have been like, we can't let Suri get that far, and then they're like, let's do whatever Suri wants.
Wild.
Yeah, so she's gonna go solo, and then they're gonna pair up accordingly. I wrote autocorrect took over. I wrote Joe and Stiff, but I meant Tiff. Christian and Fee Fi
I like
Fo
Stiff.
Fum. Bree, it's your background, so you get to be the one to.
I just liked the cutaway of Christian being like, we were all picking partners, and then from behind me, I felt fee fi fo fum, and a giant came and tapped me on the shoulder, and like just ubiquitously, we all knew, okay, well, Jonathan's with Christian, so
Which I think, honestly, I'm finding ways because I know Mikey and Megan hate Jonathan, and I get it. I'm not even going to try and defend him. He's not playing an amazing game. But this was smart of him to be like, listen, I can do all the physical stuff. Let me grab the puzzle master Christian to
Yeah.
fill in my weaknesses. I get what he was going for. Chrissy and Coach are going to pair up, which we'll talk about at length. Ozzy and Steph, which felt unfair to challenge beasts. Maybe not in this season, but historically. You get Devins and Aubrey pair up, and Rizzo and Emily as the
Which feels
leftovers,
unfair.
which feels like we basically only have 5 pairs because they're not going to compete in anything. Before we move on, does anyone have thoughts on the pairs?
V, who's your favorite pair?
Tiff and Joe. Because I have Tiff and they won.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
there you
that's
go.
fair.
There you
I
go.
thought Ozzy and Steph
Me too.
could easily they don't know what the challenge is, right? So,
Yeah,
but like if it was a really physical challenge, like they could have
it would have not even been
ran all over, but I don't know about a puzzle for them. So that's where it starts getting complicated, that balance. That's why Jonathan and Christian is a good match.
I did have a feeling that Aubrey and Devins were going to do good because they kept being like, we're the underdogs, we're the underdogs. And so I was like, well, that's just teeing them up for something.
we have to. I have to remember that we talked about this during our preseasons. That Devins has won quite a bit of challenges, particularly in that was it Edge of Extinction season where he has to go to
Yeah.
Exile or whatever they're calling it in that season and earn his way back into the game. So like he has challenge prowess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where we get Chrissy giving Coach some payback because Coach is once again starting to go crazy. And she pulls him aside and was like, you need to stop being yourself. Like, just basically don't talk to anyone. You're horrible. So he then immediately decides, I'm going to go to Tiff instead of listening to Chrissy. And he tries to do what Ozzy did, where he was like, here's the vote situation. But all it takes is for Tiffany to be like, so why'd you decide me? And he just kind of freezes up.
That's not he said. She said, who said my name?
Thank you. Because
And
all I wrote
he
was
said
he's
nothing.
so stupid in capital, so I actually did not write down
He
the
said,
conversation.
I did not come up with your name. Someone else did. She was like, okay, who?
He said, I was
And then he
pushing
was
for
like-
Emily. And she said, okay, then who said my name? And he
And
said,
he was like,
"Ugh,
I think
I can't.
I said this too. We watched this with Bree's parents the day we got back from. We like got off the plane and went right to Survivor. Classic. And I
Yeah,
was like, I'm a big
classic.
fan of the last few seasons. There's been a moment where someone's like, "What if instead of being subtle, I just asked someone straight up what they did?" And it always like 49 Savannah. You remember Savannah
Yep.
asked Christina and was like, "So did
Who
you
you
vote
gonna
for
vote
me,
for?
or who are you gonna vote for?" And she freezes up and like starts crying. And now we're getting Tiff being like, "So who said my name?" And Coach just doesn't think of an answer. He's so stupid. He's
But
so stupid.
you know what Tiff does? She hugs them and acts like everything's okay. So for the third, fourth time, Tiff is a self-regulated queen.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm low-key rooting for Tiff now, but I didn't want to say that because I don't want to jinx her. And I'm so sorry, Mikey, you're gonna kill me. That's what I was trying not to say in our text. But
because
I'm a
Mikey's gonna
big
be like,
Tiff.
I've been a Tiff stan since day one,
Well, no, he's
and he
gonna say that
has.
I'm jinxing her, and it could be, and I'm sorry.
That's fine with me. The only way for me to move up the leaderboard is for everyone else to fall. So, um,
I would like Tiff to do well because I respect her hustle.
I do like Tiff a lot.
I just like how she's playing it. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
while Kyla may be a bandwagon fan, I will admit that I was one of the people that was like, "Why is Tiffany on this season?" And I am wrong.
Yeah, I also was wrong because I said she
I
didn't
was wrong
have good
too.
gameplay in the first season. So Mikey, here's your comeuppance from the team
Hats
because
off.
hats off.
And then immediately, Mikey, you're taking a hit because in real time, he just texted me his move of the week
Oh, but that's okay. He can still make it
on time by the skin of his teeth.
on the skin of his teeth. I mean, that's not it, but
By the
by the
skin of
skin.
his teeth.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what time it is?
Challenge time.
It's challenge time with Kyla.
Challenge time with Kyla. Okay, so this week's immunity reward is spaghetti, wine, juice, and tiramisu. I love a tiramisu. Just gonna put that out there.
You know who hates
So,
a tiramisu is Megan.
Megan, you don't
Me
like a
too. I don't really love
tiramisu?
tiramisu.
Because
This
it's
came
not
up
sweet enough for you
this came
guys.
up last
Mhm.
night when we saw her. She does not like tiramisu.
She made us cookies. They're so good.
They are so good. I could go have one right now.
Anyways,
So, so Jeff, I like the little line that Jeff uses here. He says it's a double duo, double the stakes, double the decision, double the consequences. So we
mm,
find out that they're going to play the challenge as a pair. Of course, we knew that. But they're also going to win and lose as a pair. When they go to tribal council, they're voting as individuals, but they're only going to be able to vote for a pair. So
As
that's a big twist of this episode.
as soon as he said that, I was like, Chrissy and Coach are gone.
Yeah, Chrissy was freaking
Really?
out.
Yeah, well, because it was like, there's no way that people
Oh, because
aren't going after Coach this week before we even get to the rest of it. Um,
I
sorry,
right,
thought
they were
Aubrey and
already
Devon's
trying
were.
to.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I've just realized in my notes I wrote the word stupid incorrectly, so I'm the stupid
Well,
one. Yeah, but I was like, Chrissy is going down with the ship because no one likes Chrissy enough to save her in in deal with Coach.
I thought that Aubrey and Devon's were going to be gone because it was like two strategy players.
Mm,
Mhm.
Well, this does play out later,
yeah,
but
we'll come back to it.
we'll
Sorry,
come
Kyla, this is
back
your
to it.
bit. We
No, no,
just
no, you're
hijacked.
good. That's we needed to pause there because that's a big twist. So, how the challenge is going to go? They're going to throw a ball into this overhead net, and it's going to go down a track, and they have to catch it on the other side. Then they have to stand on these platforms and pass the ball with flat paddles.
Mhm.
They kind of look like pizza pan. What do you call it? Like the when
Yeah.
you scoop
Yes.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
what is that called?
Pizza
Um,
paddles.
Yes, pizza paddles. And then at
Well,
the
hold on.
end,
V is the
yeah,
resident chef. What's it called?
yeah, V.
I think you got it. Pizza paddle.
All right.
Pizza
Okay.
paddle. Pizza
They got
paddle.
these big pizza paddles. And then at the end, they have to toss it into a last target basket after the platforms. And then they have to move on to a bridge. And this has become like a very common puzzle with the little circles and
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
steps in Survivor. So they're going to build a bridge with those. And only the first three pairs that build their bridge will move on to the final round. And then the final round, they're gonna move the ball through the cage that we all are pretty
This is
familiar with because Bree
Breeze
has
Breeze
her,
Birdcage Challenge.
yes, Bree, the resident birdcage challenge at the Survivor restaurant.
Hmm.
So And then the final puzzle, which I always
Table
like this
maze.
one, is the table maze. And they have to
Mhm.
do 2 balls. So
I
getting
wrote
into the
before you continue, I wrote that
Mhm.
this just reminded me of like a human-sized game of Mousetrap.
Yeah, I could see that. Because there's nets and stuff in Mousetrap. I used to love Mousetrap.
Thank you. I
Um,
was worried no one would get that.
no, I had one from the thrift store and it was missing pieces when I was a
Mm.
child. Oh, it was sad.
I think if you bought it new, it would still be missing pieces, so that's fine.
There's a lot of pieces in that game. Um, okay, so getting into it, surprisingly, Aubrey, I think, is the first with her ball through the netting. That was just surprising to me.
Mhm.
Tiff was pretty quickly up next. Coach is really, really struggling on this part, to even get it on the track. Chrissy and him are the very last to move on to the pizza paddles. Christian and Jonathan are killing it with the pizza paddles. Like
Mhm.
they're doing just amazing. Joe and
Christian
Tiff
makes a
are,
great catch,
mm-hmm,
which
he
is your
does.
challenge gift of the week. One of them, part one. Because I thought that was a great catch, but also I needed a way to shoehorn in Coach absolutely blowing by the basket and missing the target altogether. That'll
And
be
he
on
was
the
in that
screen
shot.
now. Yeah, that'll be on the screen
Yeah,
now.
yes, everyone is already well within the pizza paddles before
Yep.
Chrissy and
I don't
Coach
even
move
think he
on.
hits the like platform he's shooting at. I think he goes over it.
Oh, you mean
Coach with
every
the
time he's
ball.
throwing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Joe and Tiff are pretty much in the lead from the beginning. And then the funnier part of this whole montage, I thought, when they get to the bridge, is Christian and Jonathan. Like their
Oh yeah.
communication.
I can't
Oh my
remember what
God.
happened. Somebody remind me.
Christian is just he says the wrong like circle
Oh,
size
yes, yes.
and then he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so he's like freaking out. He's clearly like a
Yes.
little anxious and Jonathan's like, all right, you just gotta get it together. Like he's
Yes,
like
yes.
he's like, get it together, Christian. This is like where you're supposed to shine.
He was like, this is
Um
small, not
He's
medium,
like, this is
Christian.
why I
yes,
picked you. This
yes.
is the part you're here for.
It was extra small, not small, or something like that. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
But Tiff and Joe are the first people to finish the puzzle bridge. For some reason, I was voice to texting. It says Steve and Ozzy. It's Steph and Ozzy are second, and then it's really close between Christian, Jonathan, and then the Aubrey and Devers couples. So I will say though, Christian and Jonathan were one behind the entire
It was very
montage.
close.
It was very close, but I don't think they ever had a chance to
Yeah,
make
I
it
think,
on.
yeah.
So moving on to the final section is Aubrey and Devers, Ozzy and Steph, and Joe and Tiff. Um, were all the pairs boys and girls? I'm just realizing that. Was that
Yes.
was that required?
Well, Christian
No.
and Jonathan are both guys.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's right.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I was thinking about all the people that moved on.
Yes, all the ones that moved on. I just had a little brain when I read that out loud. But okay, so the final section, Devers and Aubrey, they were like
They're flying.
they must have practiced that, which it is again, this is we've seen this before in Survivor. It's in the Survivor restaurant. So people could have practiced this one, but it was like Joe and Tiff never saw this before. Like they didn't at one point, I swear one of them picked it up from below and like brought it
Yes.
down, which
Yes.
maybe they needed to get the angle right. I don't know, but I was like, what are they doing?
Mhm.
Um, so Steph and Ozzy get to the table after Aubrey endeavors, and last is Joe and Tiff. But who's the first to get a ball? Joe and Tiff. And then Stephanie and Oz get a ball, but Joe and Tiff are already have their second ball down to the final platform area on the maze. So they actually take a pause, reassess, get their calm on. And honestly, I think Tiff was like the whisperer behind the maze and telling Joe what to do. That's my
Mm,
Mhm.
thoughts going on here. And they end up winning it.
yes.
I feel like, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say they had a great save somewhere in the middle there, which is because it was a second half of the challenge, I felt the need to do a second challenge gif where it's like it goes from one end, like
Joe goes.
barely on, to the other end in a split second, and they managed to save it and no one else
Hmm.
did.
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
gonna say that's where Steph and Ozzy's demise was because you didn't have the patient part of the duo. You had two like aggressors, and they couldn't get the part where you had to slow down,
Yep.
or you would come off. They came off at least 4 or 5 times. They could have won if they had someone
They were the
else
first with
in
the
that.
ball at the end of the maze.
I don't think they
Yeah.
actually lost a ball in the middle of the maze at all. I think every single ball they lost was at the end.
At the
So they
end.
finished the maze like 6 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, that's
That's
challenge
it.
time. V, we never asked this of anyone, but since we have a guest this week, V, what part of this challenge do you feel like you would have been best at?
Ooh, I think
There's a lot to
I
choose
think the
from.
maze, honestly. I didn't get to practice it. I would practice it at the restaurant, but I don't know, small movements. I feel like throwing and like passing with the pizza paddle, like not my forte. Small movements.
Mm. Bree,
What about
we
you
know you'd be
guys?
best at the birdcage.
Yes, but I'll tell you, because we already know that. You know what I wouldn't be good at? Looking at that ball running above my head and trying to run. I would trip on
Oh,
something. I'll tell you that right
well,
now.
because you know
I'd
what
be
we
going
didn't
down.
say? It looked like they had to do high knees over a bunch of like ropes and
Yeah,
stuff through the
I'd be
middle to
out.
Oh,
get it.
I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's one shot of someone, it's like from below, and they like there's like a weird blue bar. I think it's of Aubrey, like jutting across the screen, and I think I realized they had to, because otherwise it's like it's not really a challenge. Just like toss it up and walk to the end.
Right. Right. I
None
think
of
I'd be
them
best.
tripped over it.
I think I'd be best at the pizza paddles.
Mm.
Mm,
I think I would crush the bridge. I feel like I would be very good at that.
mm.
Which position?
That would be
Yeller?
hard because I feel like I would just be best doing the whole thing myself, and I'd inevitably be stuck with someone like Jonathan, who like I'd be too worked up, and I would have it clear in my mind, but the communication piece would be hard, and
I
then I'd
think
get
you'd
frustrated.
be a good yeller. You'd be like small, medium, small, small, small. And then if they didn't pick up the
But
right one, then
but
you'd be
that's what
like,
I'm saying is like I would need someone that would be able to like know what I was thinking. I would have trouble communicating it. If I could do it solo, I feel like I would have crushed that. And then the
Two
birdcage, we know
Patricks.
I'd come in last because that's what happened in real life. All right, let's move on to not the Scrambo, to Exile Island because Sari has actually left this challenge and isn't there. So Sari goes to Exile Island and she's going to compete for. It's actually a challenge. It's not really Exile. So it's also not really a journey either, though.
a
Right.
weird in between. We had to
Yeah, so
talk
weird
about
in
this.
between. We'll talk about that when we get to points. So Sari is going to compete basically for the right to leave Exile Island and
And
just
come back.
participate normally. She's not gaining an extra vote. She's sort of gaining
She's
her
getting
vote
her vote.
back. So it's like a weird quasi in between. And the reveal of the camera shot of like they didn't say what the challenge was at first, but she pulls up and there's like 8,000 coconuts on the beach, and I was thinking about the
2000.
challenge at the beginning of 49 last year. You remember when it was like Rizzo versus Alex, and they had like 6 coconuts to turn over and look for puzzle pieces or whatever, and Rizzo couldn't find his 6 feet away. I was having flashbacks to that. I saw how many coconuts were there. I was like, oh, I don't know what this is, but it's way harder than you would think it would be.
Wait till she tells Rizzo about this and he fangirls. He's gonna be
Oh my
like, there
God,
was
he's gonna lose his
2,000
mind.
coconuts.
So many coconuts. She's basically just got to flip them over. She has like an hour in the heat of the day, just flipping coconuts until she finds the one with the phoenix on it. Or as Jonathan would say, a chicken, which is whatever he said in episode 1 when they revealed the immunity statues. You remember that? He's like,
No.
oh, roosters. Clearly not what it
Listen, he's
is.
from Alabama.
Yes. He's on my tribe, so I should be more excited. Um, this looked horrible.
Hmm.
Now, I
Yeah,
love
rough.
Suri. I love that she did well. I all the love, but I have to say her methodology of going through this was trash.
She
She
was
started
Bree
in the
was
middle. I
Bree
was
had no
pissed.
emotions the whole time. She had no people. We got to this part, she was screaming at the TV.
I was like, start on one end. Like you
Yeah, she
cannot
was
start
just
in the middle.
tossing them like
Yeah,
in a
not
random
organized.
pile. And I'm like, how are you going to know whether you looked at those or you didn't look at those?
Correct.
I chose to
Correct.
believe that was just the way they edited shots together.
Okay, maybe.
And then
I
she
feel
did have
like
to
the
sit down
whole,
for a minute.
yeah. And the whole time, the Phoenix was just like right 2 feet away from her. It's like,
Mhm.
no, this is weird. Ooh, do they just have a camera in front of that? Okay, I'll
They
go
did
break
so many shots of the Phoenix with her behind, like, oh, poor
Great
girlie.
montage though.
I loved it though. I'm so happy for her. She
She
did so
she
good.
starts crying during this part. She's like really
Yeah, she
going
gets
through it.
emotional.
She's
I
like, "Oh
know.
man."
Because
So,
it does feel like of all the challenges that she's competed in and couldn't do, not to disparage all of her efforts, like this feels like the most obtainable challenge she would be asked to do. Granted, it's hard because how many coconuts, but it's like it's not the balance beam, which we got the montage of. It's not climbing up a wall. It's not the grappling hook from episode 1 or whatever. Like it's none of those things. It's just turn over the coconut and move on.
Sometimes
yeah.
though, that'll break you. The
Yeah.
coconut
Yeah.
will kill you.
Can I say too? I'm
You
a
didn't even have to turn them over either. It was just up.
Oh
You're
yeah, that's
frozen, Pat.
true. Can I say that I'm a big fan of the last few like challenges we've had on Exile Island or the Journey or whatever? Going back, do you remember Steven in 49 had to like run around the entire island? Simple but really hard.
Yeah.
Stephanie's is a little bit of an outlier because that used to be an immunity challenge. It's good, but that's I feel like I judge it separately. This one, like they're getting simpler and harder, and that's awesome.
Didn't we just watch one last season or this season where they had to line up the sun in order to get the idol? Or was that, am I totally, what was that?
They had to
Oh,
move the sun.
No,
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 are you
no.
talking about where they had to line the shadow up and then
Yes.
it pointed to where the
So,
that's
idol
that's an
was.
older season,
I don't
right?
remember
I
that
don't
one.
Is that the one where Ozzy was originally on that we watched, Pat, over the break? That,
Oh, it could have been. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, it could have been.
we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
we'll
But
figure that
anyways,
out.
Suri gets it after a lovely montage from the editors. Um, it would have been really rude for them to put that in, and then she also missed it. Be like, remember all the times she's failed? Here's another one. Um, yeah. So she gets it, she goes back, and at this point, we go to the scramble, and I couldn't wait for Suri to get back because half of the scramble is people going, "Oh God, if only Suri was here, what would she have done?"
That was
Yes.
crazy.
Ozzy is just he's like, I don't know what to do without my Cerise Wizard of Oz fully here. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's
I
crazy.
was, to Ozzy's credit, he has that line where he's like, "If Suri was here, I really think she'd tell us to take out Devins and Aubrey." And I was like, he's right.
That sounds right.
I
And then
was
she comes
like,
back and she's
he's
like,
really learning
"Oh
great.
hell
And yeah, she shows up. She's like, "Nope, let's get rid of Coach." And I was like, "Okay, maybe I'm the
no!"
problem." Um,
Well, well, okay, so I didn't want to say this earlier when we were kind of hinting at what's going to happen here, but last week and the week before, Megan had mentioned that because I was like, Coach is going home.
yeah.
And she said, well, it could be a shield. And that's exactly what they start talking about. Let's not
Hmm.
take Coach and Chrissy out because no one likes them. Why not keep them around?
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, then who else do you take out?
And it
And
becomes,
Chrissy's going after Rizzo,
yep.
and then the other people are going after Devers and Aubrey.
Aubrey.
And a shield is only good if you're still protected. If you become the target, then a shield is no longer a shield.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's two people at once. Two, what she call them, mom and dad of the alliance out at once.
Yeah.
Let's freaking do it.
Yeah, she's not wrong because now Joe, Steph, and Jonathan really don't really know what to do anymore.
Yeah. But instead of mom and dad, it's kind of like that confused older couple at the grocery store that can't find something. They're just
I
wandering around.
I
Like mom
don't
and
have a
dad
problem
isn't,
with Chrissy. I think it's coaches is the issue.
yeah, but they're tied together. So now she's,
Yeah.
People
It was
don't
the
like
problem.
Chrissy though.
Yeah, she was a problem earlier on.
She's
Like Coach
bossy.
was telling her to be quiet back a couple
Yeah, but I
episodes.
don't
Mm.
yeah, but anything coach says, I'm like, he's an
But
idiot.
he was right then though, because she was rubbing everyone the wrong way.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah.
mm.
I
I
never
think
felt positively about her.
here's what I think about Chrissy, because I really do have a soft spot for Chrissy, so I'm gonna try and defend her, even though I don't have her on my team and she's already gone, it's too late. I I
Not to get
don't
ahead of tribal.
yeah, I don't think so in the first few episodes when everyone's like she's doing too much, I don't think she was actually doing anything even annoying. I think she was just one of the more vocal ones on that beach. And that's the point in the game where anyone everyone's looking for any excuse. So just the fact that she was more vocal, I think is what the target was on her, not the fact that she was like helping people. And they were because like no one
Yeah.
wants to be the first one out. I feel like if she God, now I sound like coach. If she kept it together and then like 3 episodes later was helping people, they would not have the same reaction to her.
We'll never
Maybe.
know.
Yeah. My favorite part of Scrambo, though, was
Oh,
when
yes, please.
Chrissy tells Suri about wanting to vote Rizzo out.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
And then immediately it's like Suri's Wizard of Oz. They did so good keeping their alliance kind
They're
of on the
cool.
DL.
Yeah.
Because then Suri immediately tells Rizzo, and Rizzo, what does he say? Okay, girl, bye. He says,
Yeah.
You're my vote. Bye. He said, You know
He's
what
like, she doesn't
happens?
know about all the people that come for me.
Yeah, he says, You come for me, you get gone. Which, let's talk about it. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
He's
He's
not wrong.
not wrong.
It's
He's a little
really hard to
cocky, but
argue
he's
with
not
at this
wrong.
point.
Yeah. Happens again.
He's a good player. We all last season
Wish
we
I
were
would have taken him. I still regret my choice
Yeah, and
of
meanwhile I'm over here.
Camilla.
I was on the line between Steph and Camilla and I chose Camilla and she went home
I chose Camilla over Rizzo too.
just to make it all
I have
about me.
nothing to say about my bad choices.
All right. Well, you know what we can talk about though is Chrissy once again is like, Coach, now we're really tied together. If you open your mouth, I'll kill you. Like,
And
I
then
will end your life for real. The game is over. And so Coach is like, fine, I'll put myself in solitary confinement. And then
I loved it. I love seeing Coach in
him
timeout.
and his hairless Grinch
He's
body
like,
just cannot stop. He's not even saying
Singing.
words. He's babbling.
he's like staring at his own fingers and
It's
like
like when a
telling
baby learns that it
haikus.
can make noise but doesn't know what noises to make.
Wild.
He thinks he's like ripping out some major poems though.
He does. And he's not. He's just sitting by himself. And anytime that someone walks by, he's like, I'm alone over here. Do you see me alone and quiet over here? It's like, you're not. You're not doing good.
We did get the Coach Tai Chi moment from the
Oh my God,
theme
yes.
song.
Yes. We finally get it.
What is that,
Yes.
like his thing? The Tai Chi moment?
It's his
Yes,
intro.
actually.
The intro where he's like
Oh,
on the in the little
gotcha.
rock.
So you
Gotcha.
asked V, you were like, I don't know what his previous games were like. There was a season where he has to go to Exile Island, which is less of an island and more of like the middle of the straight up desert. And he takes his shirt off and does Tai Chi for like 12 hours.
All right,
Alone
that's
in the
one way to
desert.
pass the time.
Yes, no, it's like it's like a famous like overhead camera shot of him. He was like, I don't know what else to do, so I'll go back to my bag of tricks, and lose my mind in this cave. Yeah,
That's
And
funny.
I wrote down that really like this is the point where like Coach was really teetering on not being fun anymore for me. I appreciated the character, but at this point he was more like Rome in season 47 to me, where I was just like, I hate you.
Mhm.
Please
Yeah, I
leave.
can see that.
Um,
And this was significant, V. The reason why we've talked about that scene so much is because it revealed the color of the merged tribe before they merged. So that's why we all remember
this is
that
a
scene
great
so
test.
much.
Has V been listening to our episodes? That
I was not
one
testing
oddly
you.
specific one that we brought up.
Yeah, so he's wearing the yellow merge color, and we were like, is that the merge color in the
There it is,
shot?
Bree.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
That's
in.
Brie,
tough.
can you talk so you're on my full screen?
Hi, I'm here.
Oh,
There's
nice, I
the
see.
there's the shot.
Yeah, it's in the intro, and
Oh, there's the OG one. Kyle Scott. He looks a lot better back in the
well,
day.
Kyla's got to speak because apparently V doesn't have the quad box going.
I
Here
don't.
you go. Here's
Oh,
the,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
him?
I will tell you guys, this is totally off topic. Nothing gives me the ick more than men wearing their shorts below their knees like that. I hate
Yes.
that.
not a big fan of
He upgraded
2000
his
to
style.
2008, huh?
Yeah.
No,
Just
tough
that
time.
decade.
Especially when they sit on the couch and they stretch their shorts
Oh,
over their knees.
yes.
That's the
What
big
is
ick.
that?
Oddly specific
Anyways.
ick, but I agree.
Looking like an and one mixtape. All right, we're back. I don't know what part of that transition is getting cut. We now almost all have Coach as our background. Kyla's moved Coach over, so he's not like creepily right behind you.
Wait, can I just say, because we were talking about this off camera, the shorts in Kyla's are way too long.
They're
The shorts in
horrendous.
mine are way too short for Coach. What happened to the
What
shorts?
about Pat's?
He's going with the trends. That is how Gen Zs, sorry, Mikey, wear their shorts.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying, look at long to short. He's old, so he shouldn't.
Yeah, Bree's got way too much of Coach's thigh in there. Mine's Cochran, Megan's favorite player. Not true at all. I think trying to do Tai Chi with Coach, but it looks like he's sneaking up on him.
I think they're the same shorts or different shorts. I don't know.
Different shorts because of the red at the crotch.
Oh, yeah.
But this was Coach's era of wearing softball socks.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Anyway, this has been Coach's Shorts talk. This is our new segment. Let's get into Tribal. We start Tribal with the most unlikely reference that you could have ever possibly had in your bingo card. We get War Dog being quoted by Aubrey. A quote which people online hate, but I kind of like.
I like it.
Where I don't even know what War Dog is.
War Dog is Devers, right?
No.
Oh.
No, War Dog's a separate person.
She was talking about Devers. That's
No. War Dog is a separate survivor castaway from the past. And he at one point said, I think it was during season 39. No one fact check me.
From Edge of Extinction. Is that season 39?
That's the same thing. Said the twists in the theme of the season are not on trial. We signed up to play Survivor. Like, you got to play the game regardless of what the twist is. And I like that because I feel like a lot of people online complain about different twists. Get over it. Like, this is Survivor. Stop living in a world, I feel like, where all the twists play to your favor and you love everything. Like, the game's messy. It's not always going to go your way. Deal with it. So I like this quote. Can't believe I'm defending War Dog. At some point, who says it? But someone just says, "Oh, was it Aubrey and Devins say something about being like a parent and the baby?" And Devins is like, "I'm the baby.
I'm the baby.
I'm the baby."
He cracked me up a few times this episode. Also earlier when Christy was like, "I'm worried about Coach. He's gonna ruin my game because we're tied together." And Devers goes, "Me too." And Aubrey's like right there. He's funny. I like.
He's like the old ball and chain.
Yeah. I'm the baby.
Sorry,
I like Devers.
Yeah, and then Coach starts speaking. I won't say what I wrote in my notes because it's very rude. But Joe gives us the Mike Tyson quote, which I've always loved. I don't know if you've heard this before. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And I agree. Everyone on Survivor is like, I'm going to play this way. And then it doesn't go their way, and you have to adapt. And if you can't adapt, you're out.
I have to say, by that quote, I was tired of the quotes. I'm like, why is everyone quoting? Every single person quoted someone this tribal.
This is, sorry, speaking of quotes, this is where Brie and I both noticed this at the same time. Coach gives the Magellan quote.
Magellan?
That is the one that starts when they release the season 50 trailer. And there's a voiceover. That's the first thing you hear. Which is how I knew he was out. Because not only has Coach been horrible this episode, not only has he said the episode title, which was Double the Fun, Double the Demise. Not only have he been babbling like someone who's lost their mind, he then gave the quote. I was like, there's way too much Coach focus for him not to be going home this episode.
Yeah, he's out.
Yep.
Coach gave 3 quotes from this tribal.
Yes.
That's too many.
Rick then starts losing it and grabs the fake idol.
I was so happy to see this come around. I knew when that idol was planted, some good shit to come out of it, and it did. I was happy, and I loved the drama. They were like,
It was messy. It was messy in the best way because
yes,
everyone, like, Emily's got crazy eyes. Everyone's like, what's going on? And then Christian, you see Christian, and maybe you interpreted this differently, but I saw Christian kind of like, I read it as him going, I don't know if that was the time to do that. Like,
I think he was going to be nervous no matter when that happens.
Yeah.
But it was a live tribal, and we got Rizzo back there going, "This is cinema again." So
yes, I heard that. Snuck that in.
and it gave us the moment where Coach is like, that is 100% real, and Joe goes, pretty sure it's just a rock.
And Steph's like, Christian, tell him to open it.
Yeah, and Stephanie's like, would you be willing to show that to us? And he was like, mind your business. No.
Big red flag from the man known for playing fake idols. No, I'm not going to show you what I have. All right, so you have nothing.
I think they believed it.
Yes, I think so too. I can't believe they did.
I think they were on the fence.
Yeah, but it was enough that it swayed some movement in the right direction. So I'll take it.
Do we think they were really at risk?
I don't think so.
Like, I get that he didn't know, so he did it, but I feel like he didn't have to do that.
I don't know, but I loved it.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad he did. I'm just saying, I don't know that he had to.
I don't know for sure because I did hear people whisper that they were voting for them, but I think it was only Chrissy that actually said it during the whispers. So, and she is the one that voted for them.
Mm.
And when can we get to the point where I talk about how annoyed I am with Joe? Because I have something to say.
You can do that now. I'm out of tribal stuff to talk
I
about.
can't with him with the not writing someone's name down and then only voting for Chrissy in the cut. It's like, that was not the plan. You can't do that. He just didn't. It just annoyed me.
They made him go back and finish writing it down.
Yeah, they had to do it twice. That was cut out, though. That was like a bonus scene, right?
Coach revealed it on an exit interview.
Yeah, and it annoyed me because they tried to loop him in so he wouldn't freak out. Then he freaked out, and then he still...
Yeah. I love how shocked he looked despite being told the plan 20 minutes beforehand. They're like, hey, so we're all doing this, so you're not blindsided. You don't really have to go along with it because we have the numbers, but this is happening. And then it happens, and he's like, who could have seen this coming?
Annoyed me.
Yeah. So
I'm off the Joe bandwagon.
I don't like Joe or Jonathan anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pat.
I don't think either one of them can win. I feel obligated to defend them now. I don't think either one of them can win. I don't really understand how people to be named in our group chat, which is only 5 people and 3 of them are here, hate Joe to the extent that they're hate. Like, I get that he's annoying. I don't think he's playing a good game, but I just...
Well, that's why. That's enough. That's enough to hate him.
That's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough to full hate.
Well, I mean, that's the reason we hate a lot of people. They're annoying and they don't play a good game, i.e.
Coach. Well, that's fair.
I thought you were pointing at Pat. I was like, okay, wow.
No, I'm pointing at my...
Two for...
Yes, I hate Pat too. Tai Chi master behind me.
Well,
so they vote.
Yeah, so they vote.
I like, and then Devers tells Aubrey he can't play the idol.
Yeah. I would have loved if he was like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot."
that would have been
hilarious. Cinema. Like that.
Cinema. Absolute cinema. So it's basically a landslide. Everyone except for 2 people vote for Coach and Chrissy. Oh, Coach plays a shot in the dark, which I couldn't believe. I was like, and almost shown, I wouldn't say humility, but up until this point, I was like, Coach is so confident that he's untouchable that he's just going to vote for whoever. And then he's like, I'm getting pretty nervous. And I was like, this feels kind of late to be making the realization that you might be in trouble. This is, yeah.
And my dad's like, it's going to work. The shot in the dark's going to work. And we're like, no, Dad.
He really wanted it to work. That would have been the first time it worked, and I was upset about it.
But it didn't.
It didn't. So they go home. Which, yeah, so that's the end of Coach and Chrissy, and now we're gonna get Ponderosa, where Chrissy's in the background, and it's just Dee and Coach for a day, just going at each other's throats. I hope the next episode isn't on the island at all, and it's just them having to, like, meet at the buffet line.
I can't wait to see what Coach looks like all cleaned up next week.
I bet
He's
you
gonna
he
look the
comes
same.
back the same. He's gonna still be wearing that stupid ass we never got V. Have you noticed? Please tell me I'm not crazy. Coach has been wearing the worst shirt I've ever seen. It's the black shirt with like black velvet paisley.
Yeah,
Velvet
like on the
paisley.
shoulder.
It's like the Ed Hardy of, oh, I hate that shirt. It's so ugly.
Now, guys, don't forget Chrissy got voted off too. As much as you were defending her earlier, not one of us have really even mentioned that she's been voted.
I feel like she's a casualty of war.
Yeah, she's been in the background. I don't know.
I think they would have been happy to keep her as a shield of like, we can always get her off later, but because she was tied with Coach, they're like, I don't feel strongly enough to keep her.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Chrissy, you're a big old loser.
I feel bad that Chrissy Jeff was like, now let's go in order. Chrissy, you have to be 13th. Why is Chrissy 13th? What did she do to you, Jeff?
That's funny.
He's
Girls
like,
first.
yeah, he's like, obviously everyone voted this pair because of Chrissy, so she's going to be 13th, and Coach happens to also be out, so he's 12th. That's ridiculous. I don't have anything else to say about this.
I don't have anything else to say about this.
I'm done.
All right, let's move
V?
on. Yeah, V?
Also, yeah.
You lost someone, V. Were you torn up?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get your perspective.
I mean, yeah, like I wish he didn't go this episode, but he also was acting crazy, so it's not surprising. When I picked him, he was like, Pat, in your spreadsheet, you have a bunch of metrics and like who are the top scoring players, and he was like right up at the top, and he was doing pretty well, and people like respected him, it seemed. It's like, oh great, like I'll pick Coach, he's just shooing. And then the next episode, okay, he's acting pretty crazy. What's going on here? So yeah, it was his time, unfortunately.
Fortunately,
He also has the luxury of knowing that she has two other players, and you can't complain to people that have no players left.
Yeah, true. All right, I'll stop talking now.
No, that's good. All right, let's go to scoring plays. To begin our league roundup with scoring plays, everyone but Chrissy and Jonathan gets majority voting points. Well, and Coach, because he didn't.
I feel like Joe should be punished for this, but I will keep my mouth shut.
I think this is a good move by Joe to be like, I'm not happy about it, and I did it in the most obnoxious way. I'm not denying that. But like at a certain point, he's done this a couple times. Even if you don't want Coach and Chrissy to go home, what are you going to vote against everyone else that's left in the game and further ostracize yourself? He's got to do anything he can to try and be on their good side. I don't have a problem with him flipping if he's like, it's pointless for me to vote the other way.
Keep going.
Anyway, and Stephanie too. No one's coming after Stephanie for doing the same thing. Sorry, apparently I'm heated. So they all get majority voting points. Coach loses points because he played a shot in the dark, but it didn't work, so he's essentially lost his vote. That plays out.
It's a tough time. Yeah.
Joe and Tiff will get group award points for earning it, and they'll also kind of double dip on the individual immunity points, which is huge. Big week if you have Joe and or Tiff. Suri, this is where we had some trouble. So this is where we landed on Suri. We landed on Suri getting finding an advantage. A non-idle advantage. She didn't get an extra vote. It's not a journey, but she did.
She really wasn't like. Yeah.
How many points is that?
I have to look. Give me a second.
She did have to earn it.
She did have to earn it. Let me hold on. I didn't have.
I can look.
I have it up. I wasn't on that screen. Non-idle advantage.
I
can't read my own spreadsheet. Hidden idle. Fine. Hidden non-idle advantage 2 points.
Okay, that's acceptable.
And what would a journey have been, just for my own knowledge?
Also in a different category, a journey would have been 2 points. So she doesn't double. She doesn't double dip and get 4, because had that been a straight up journey, she would have gotten points for going on the journey and
yes.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So she gets something. I mean, she had to earn it, but it's not like a meaningful amount. And she's not going to get then points on the back end for like then playing an extra vote later. It's just
Right.
Or using the advantage.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So she's basically
It felt wrong to not give her anything, but to double dip in because she was just going to go to exile and she was safe, so it was like that's already its own thing. We don't have any exile points. We did not anticipate that coming back.
If you're angry about it, go off in the group me.
Yeah, if you have feelings, you feel like you're slighted, like you don't have any players left in the game.
Unless you're Greg.
But but remember that it was Victoria's decision to do that if you're angry about it and not ours. No reaction. Wow, stone-faced.
I was deep in the spreadsheet. I totally missed what you said.
Oh, I tried to put it on you. I said it was your fault if you're upset about Suri getting points. Even though it was Bri and I. That's the scoring plays. There's no other scoring plays this week. So let's go to the season standings. This is Kyla's plan to slowly usurp us.
Well, I like slides. I love slides. I'm a project manager. We love slides.
So, I'm cutting it so it starts with, I love slides. Because the slideshow's back, everyone. This is your season standings. So, the pre-merge boots. Am I on the right? There it is. Oh, it's a click, not a... Okay. The pre-merge... Been a while since I've done this. Pre-merge boots. At the bottom is Nora with Mike White's pepperoni nipples.
Ugh.
Then Bri. Bri with no one left. Not to take a shot at Nora because it was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Nora. Still below the team with no one left. After 2 weeks.
I do think she'll eventually pull ahead of Bri, but...
Yes. She has Tiffany
but
left.
But not this week, and it might not be next week. We'll see. I still got 4 points on her.
Yeah. 4.5. So then is me with the Q skirts.
Power couple.
Well, next week's looks like it's the bucket challenge that Cedric couldn't do. I'm gonna throw in the Cedric gif here. Remember 48 he dropped in like 2 seconds. I feel like Jonathan's got that challenge, so I'm hoping to climb next week a little bit. So I'm in 26, horrible position. Then Kayla, then Sharon, then Kyla. Wow, all your co-hosts are 23rd or worse. What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Officially, and the conspiracy theories now.
And I feel some solace that my other podium members, Anne and Tristan, also fell 7 spots this week. So we all went down together, really. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Tumultuous season for the
Very
standings.
Tumultuous. Then Mulcahy above Kyla, which I'm even more upset about. Brian in 21st, Ryan Shiring in 20th, Mikey in 19th, Tristan is in 18th, Anne with the Hammis tribe, again, still obligated to stick the landing on that one, is 17th. Heidi, my mom, is in 16th, and Drew's in 15th. Despite both of them climbing 6 spots. Wow, they're still in the bottom? Where were they last week? All right, so that brings us to the jury, which is the top half minus the podium. Alex is in 14th. Christina is climbing up to 13th out of the basement.
Wow. Plus 9?
Yep. Loomis in 12th. Scott in 11th. Matt in 10th. Patrick Shiring with, do you know what a Reuben sandwich is, Jeff? Is in 9th. Excuse me. Megan has fallen from 2nd to 8th, but still the best she's ever done in the league ever at 8th.
Look at these scores, though. They're all like within 1 point.
So
That's
close.
crazy.
Yeah, we got a couple tiebreaker situations going on. Emily is in 7th. Kelsey's in 6th. V in 5th. V with a tiebreaker win. Look at that. Very animated today. Then we get Brenna in 4th. The Knight household's crushing because now we go to Final Tribal. Jazz, newcomer to the league, is in 3rd. Greg, we all know how we feel about that, is in 2nd. And Smith in 1st. Smith, who Bri famously preseason was like, man, he's really got to start pulling his weight around here as one of the OG league members. Well, he is.
Why don't you hold that for my superlative?
I also wanted you to know that I had to tell him he was in 1st.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So those
We
are
might
the
need to
leagues.
get a clip of Jazz now that she's in the
Yes.
podium too. Get some thoughts.
Here they all are.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Here, all of them are all together. We haven't done this in a while. Let's force someone to say something mean about someone. V,
Oh,
give me 2 on this list, and it can be us, although that feels like an easy call. Give me 2 people that you are not worried about catching you, because you're just outside the podium. I've been there, and I've made the fatal mistake of writing people off that then beat me and pushed me out of a winning spot. So in honor of me and my poor decisions, give me 2 people that you feel like you're not worried about catching you.
you guys realize all 3 of you are in the bottom, right?
Yeah, I
Buffy
know.
doesn't have
Yeah, you're not
It's
worried
like
about us.
low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But I refuse to move on until you diss someone.
All right, Bry and Pat. Plus, you guys are right next to each other too.
Yeah,
Cute.
I'm not going anywhere, so you don't have to worry about
No.
me. I am
Yeah.
a stop wagon on this trail.
That's
And-
my fault for setting the bar too low.
Pat, do you have a player left? You still have one,
Well,
right?
for
I have
example, B, like I'm looking at the sheet and Scott, he's like a few behind you. Honestly, a lot of the folks
he is
like,
Joe, right?
yeah, he just has Joe. So I'm like, no offense, Scott, but I wouldn't really be worried about him. But if you look at like Kelsey has Aubrey and Christian. Ooh, Emily E has Emily and Aubrey and Joe. She has a full tribe. Like Emily, I don't know. A lot of people right below you have a lot of tribes left.
Mm.
Yeah, I am very much subject to drop multiple stats, like very quickly.
We'll see though. All it takes is one
Yeah.
blood moon, as we know.
Megan has a full tribe too. Dang. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the season standings. Let's move on to the weekly awards. Your weekly awards. We start with, what do we start with? Have the numbers? So the
the
top
numbers.
3 tribes of the episode.
And it's go da-da-da in the sound.
I will tell you this. There was, I think, 5 people that had 17 points, but we went to tiebreakers to who was most consistent. So some people did have 17 points, and they're not up here. They're probably also not watching, but in case they are, too bad, you're not consistent. Smith, Christina, and Emily all had 17 points. I'm trying to remember. It might have been Pat, Shiring, and maybe Jazz. I'm not going to go look that up, though. So those of you who have the numbers, great. They must have Tiff and or Joe. They'd have to.
They'd have to.
Because they had the immunity and the reward points.
It was Emily and Jazz.
Okay. So that leads us to the bottom of the tribe, which is the opposite. It's me. I put up a 0 this week. Horrible. Remember, Bree is ineligible for this award since she doesn't have any people. But despite me having someone, I still put up 0 points. Tristan and Sharon both hit the bottom of the tribe with 2 points. Again, I think there was someone else, but they were
Myself.
Yeah, Kyla. Kyla barely avoided this. Yeah, but Sharon and Tristan, I think, are more consistent than Kyla and someone else. To be
Or
named.
less consistent.
No, they'd be more consistent, so they're consistently scoring lower. Felt like they should have been in the bottom.
Ooh,
As opposed
I may
to
have
someone
done
that just
that
had an
oppositely last week, so sorry for pod listeners.
You did, but I didn't want to make a big deal out of it because I didn't do any work last week.
Now that I know.
Yes. I'm not confident I'm doing it the right way either. Next is the most consistent. The most consistent through the season so far is Christina. This is the point where I feel like there starts to be less change because we have a lot of data, but Christina's been the most consistent at where she is. Good job.
But we had such a big swing that I feel like it's messed everyone's consistency up, because when I was this one week, I think mine was like a 0.5 because I had really good weeks for the whole time, but now everyone's flip-flop.
Yeah, and she also went up the most this week, and that's not consistent.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would mean that she maybe had a bad first 2 weeks, but since we're now on episode, what was that? Is this episode 8 of the season?
Yeah.
She's then had 6 really high data points in a row.
Well,
Good for her.
Yes.
That's good.
that's good.
On the flip side, Megan is your least consistent. Which again, in this case, is good because she had a number of bad weeks to start.
Yeah.
So she needs to start having some good ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which brings us to, I believe, we have 2 more. And I believe we are taking the flint of somebody.
Should be you, right?
That person
It's
is Kyla.
me.
Oh no.
Yes, I fell, but Kyla fell more. Kyla fell 7 spots.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyla.
I
Dropped off a
fell.
cliff this week. It's not the most anyone's ever fallen. I think one week he fell like 15 spots or something.
I fell like 12, didn't I?
Oh yeah, you dropped a lot. The week you lost everyone. Kyla, we're taking your flint, deservedly so. And then a big, that's how you do it on Survivor.
Aye, oh, let's go. Aye, oh, let's go. Aye.
Goes out to Christina, who moved up 9 spots.
But also
we're
can't
back,
win again
baby.
because she just won. So
Yeah, well, she's still in 13th. Let's not forget about that. She moved up 9 spots, but she had to climb her way out of the basement. So
True.
we'll see. And that is your weekly awards. Because I forgot to do it earlier, let's throw it to Mikey's move of the week now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another, not live, section of Mikey's Move of the Week, coming at you live from St. Louis. I'm actually here repping Bryant. Bryant Women's Tennis is in the conference championship, so in a couple hours, we'll see if the trip was worth it. Anyway, so my moves of the week. I thought it was a great episode. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. I did think there were some very, very impressive winning moves. One of which was Sarit. If she did not come back from Exile Island, I don't know if Coach and Chrissy go home. Sarit was the shot caller of it all. Like, not only did she have the luck of the draw to go on the journey by herself, she finds the coconut, and she then calls the shots when she comes back to camp, which no one was expecting her to go that way. So love that. Her quote of when you can get a 2-for-1, you'll never be able to get it again. Yeah, girl. So Sarit, and then the other winning move that I had was Devon's. I mean, that was just fun. Like, that was a genuinely fun tribal to watch. I thought he did a really good job selling it. Obviously, since we knew it was fake as a viewer, it's a little harder to sell, but I thought he did a fantastic job at selling them on it, as they were all seeing it for the first time other than Christian. And obviously it helped swing the votes who were going to still vote for Devons and Aubrey, like Steph and Joe, all of them. It got them to vote Coach and Chrissy because they didn't want to get ousted. So I thought that was a genius move on his part, rather than having someone be stupid and get a fake idol. Then my losers of the week, Joe, man, I'm sorry. Like, I can't back him because he literally, I can't vote Coach against based on principle. I'm not writing his name down, and then proceeds to write Chrissy, which in turn means you're writing Coach's name down. So, like, come on. And then the other one is Coach. I understand now why he coaches a sport where your feet are the main hand-eye coordination, because watching him try to shoot that ball, yeah, no, that wasn't pretty. No, absolutely not. So, yeah, definitely loser of the week. Then we have our biggest winners, our biggest losers. Biggest winners of the week. If you are, well, we'll see if Bryant Women's Tennis is a big winner for the week a couple hours later. But the other big winner, if you're a pop diva icon, fanatic like me, Olivia Rodrigo dropped a new song. Sabrina Carpenter brought Madonna out to perform with her at Coachella, so that was really fun. So 10 out of 10 week for the pop girlies. Biggest losers of the week. One could argue me. I do think we might need to rename this segment of Where is Mikey Moving this week, because I have not been in the state of Rhode Island where I reside for any weekend of the month of April. So yeah, we are always on the move, always running around. But yeah, and then my other biggest loser is also me for different reasons, of the fact that you know, my girl Tiff is going to keep helping me climb the ranks, but there's enough people who also hopped on the bandwagon that are in front of me that are going to keep them in front of me. So unfortunately, big loser for Mikey this week. I'm happy as a Tiff fan, but as a SFI contestant here, I'm getting screwed over. So thank you all for doing that to me. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weeks. And I don't want to say good luck anymore to any of you, because I want to win and it's not going to happen. But one can hope. One can hope.
Thank you, Mikey. And now, because I also forgot this segment, sorry, let's throw it to Megan for Tea Time with Megan.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of Tea Time with Megan. I know you guys are probably sad that I am not hosting this week. I'm really sorry. Just kidding. I'm glad that Bry and Pat are back. But let's get into our tea. So, to be honest, guys, this week was not as good because Coach and Chrissy just don't have as much to offer as Camilla and Dee with spilling some tea. But I did find some interesting things. So, honestly, the funniest thing that I found, which I need everyone to weigh in because there was a lot of back and forth in our group chat about this. Joe in the show says that he's not writing Coach's name down on principle, right? He's like very clear about it. I forget who he says it to, if it's like Tiff or someone. He's like, I will not write his name down on principle alone. And then when we get all the votes, he did write their name down. So I was like, oh, okay, interesting, Joe. Well, apparently he only wrote down Chrissy's name. Like, do you remember on his vote, it was huge where it said Chrissy? He only wrote Chrissy's name down, and the producers literally came back and got him and were like, sir, you didn't write down a pair. You wrote down one person's name. You need to come back and fix this. And they made him go back and add Coach's name, which I thought was hilarious because I was like, in his defense, he didn't write Coach's name down, not a principal. But we all know who he was voting for. So weigh in, see what you think about Joe and his honor and integrity. And then I also saw some stuff that Chrissy said, and I was kind of disappointed because I was like kind of hyping Chrissy up. I thought that she was doing a good job. Like, I was impressed with how she like made it out of the blood moon and how she like turned everything so quickly on Camilla and her physical game and stuff. I was like, oh, maybe I've been underestimating Chrissy, but it actually, after listening to her talk, sounds like she was not very self-aware. She basically said that she was shocked that her and Coach went home, and that she like had no idea. She really thought that everyone was dead set on Rizzo. So either everyone did a fantastic job lying to her, going along with her plan, or she's just not as self-aware as other Survivor players are. And she also said that she and Coach did not talk about him playing his shot in the dark. They had no discussions about it, and that, really he only did, like she said, he basically only did that after, Devins found the fake idol, and did that whole shenanigan, and then basically, Coach got scared and decided to just do it. But it's not like that was like a tactic him and Chrissy already had going in, which I thought that they already did. And so I was like, oh, see, at least they're like very self-aware Survivor players, but it sounds like that was not the case. So do with that what you will. But Chrissy did say she was very excited that while she was watching the show, Sari called her and Coach mom and dad of the alliance, because she said that she didn't feel that her edit did her justice for how much she was really, controlling that alliance, and kind of gave a lot of credit to other people. So she was happy that, you know, the Queen Sari actually gave her credit where credit was due. So good job, Sari. She's always paying attention. But that is really it for our tea of the week. Feel free to add some other tea in the group chat or in the comments if you have anything else to add. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Megan and Mikey, and I'm sorry I forgot. I'm out of practice. I haven't done this in 2 weeks. Which means, you know what, one of our last segments, you know what it's time for?
Wait, we have something before superlatives. Don't we need the caked up peach of the week?
That's not a
Kyla?
real segment.
That's
Oh.
I didn't.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
What?
it's not a real
Picked up
segment.
Peach of the week?
I didn't prepare for that.
For anyone who has not listened, or for V who's finding out live, Kyla's just been commenting on a lot of people's butts.
I just assumed there's always going to be a butt of the week. I just assumed.
I haven't done it every week. It's just been random. I just haven't.
Anytime there's
All
a
right.
good butt.
Well,
shot,
next week
Kyla's
I want you on butt alert because I want another peach of the week.
butt watch.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Now you can go back.
All right, I'm leaving that part in. It's time once again. Finally, there's been a 2-week absence, but she's back from her hiatus. It is Bry's Superlatives.
Okay. I have superlatives. I have things to say.
And we have 5 minutes left, by the way, in the Zoom recording.
All right. Well, I'll go quick. So those people who we just talked about in all the standings that still have a full tribe and had never had to pick anybody, there's 3 people among us that are top dog. That's what I'm calling it this week. Top dog. It's both Shirings, so Pat and Ryan Shiring, and Heidi. You get top dog of the week because you
Top dogs.
top
Really.
dogs because you have your
Dog.
full tribe and you have to pick anybody. It doesn't reflect where you are in the standings, but that's just my commentary.
It's more of a feeling than a actual location in the standings.
That's right. And I can't help but give myself a superlative for all of my misfortunes the past 2 weeks. I know no one's given me one, but I'm going to give myself one. Pat's dubbed it the Senioritis Award because, as you know, I don't have anybody. I'm on Exile Island by myself. And unlike Suri, I didn't find a phoenix coconut to bring me back from the ashes. So I'll just sit here and I'll wait.
That's a good
Until-
point to cue up the Exile Island clip that I put together.
Perfect. Yeah, throw me out there. And then lastly, I know we already alluded to it, but we're giving Smith the Dark Horse Award because I'm going to be honest, I had no faith in you. And you did really bad last time. And I thought
And the
you
time
were
before
bad
that.
again.
And the time before that.
And the time before. Yeah. So unfortunately, I didn't have faith in you. But much like a dark horse in horse racing, you came from the back and you've exceeded. So you get the Dark Horse Award. Congrats.
Nice.
Way to go.
Woo!
All right. Which means it's time to close this out. It's confessional time. Kyla, would you like to go first? Do you have any last minute thoughts before we close?
Sure. I definitely had something prepared and now I'm blanking, but it was about Christian. Oh, yes. Okay. So Christian's my last player and I'm not going to jinx anything, but I just want to say he's not getting as much attention now, which I think is a good thing. So that's all I'm going to say is I'm kind of glad that all the attention's not on him. He's still there, but not as forefront.
Well, he
So
hasn't
I
pooped
still
his
have
pants
faith.
on camera in a while.
Yes, I'm waiting for the line about his child's watching him. We haven't heard that in a while. We thought we were going to hear that every epi. We haven't. So I'm like that he's fading a little bit. I think it's a good sign. But that's all I got. I think I shared everything else I got on this one. Bye, Coach.
V, last minute thoughts?
My last minute thought is I haven't liked Rizzo since that first challenge in season 49, and I still don't, and I never will.
Whoa!
Until he doesn't win.
You and Kyla are gonna have to fight.
I still like him. I'm waiting on him to make me cry.
I feel like he's good socially, but he doesn't do anything with challenges.
Oh yeah,
or
he lazy. We know.
Yeah, he's super lazy.
That boy lazy.
Like a little like really little boy. I don't know. It just doesn't
Can
do
we
it
get
for
Q
me.
back for more quotes? Because I really
Oh,
need some new fresh quotes.
that's I'm still upset that Q's gone. That would have been amazing. All right, thank you, V. Bree?
All right, I'm gonna tell you two things. This is on who's on Bree Watch because now I have no players, so people are just gonna be on Bree Watch. Ozzy is on Bree
Is this good
Watch.
or bad?
This is good.
Okay.
This is like
Okay.
Bree's looking out for you. Bree's got
Because
an eye on
historically,
you.
the people you've been watching have left the show. So,
All right. So Ozzy, because he's been playing a really good social game. He's been lying to people and he hasn't been like used as a pawn like he has in the past. So
And he has three.
and he has Suri, which is like chef's kiss. And then also Devon's, because I thought that idol move, even though we don't know how effective it was, I thought it was good. And I think he has runway. So those are the people I want. Keep your eyes on.
All right.
all right. Well, this has been The League Has Spoken.
Hey, what about you?
Oh, we have less than a minute left, so I've
Okay.
This has been The League Has Spoken, episode 26. Come back next week for whoever we get on, and however else I embarrass myself on camera. And yeah, good season so far. Bye.
Bye.